What if the reason you keep losing arguments to people who are clearly wrong has nothing to do with your logic, your facts, or your ability to explain yourself? What if the problem is not that you are not smart enough, but that you are too smart, and you keep making the same fatal mistake of assuming the person across from you actually wants to find the truth? Schopenhauer figured this out nearly 2 centuries ago, and his conclusion was brutal. Logic is completely defenseless against stupidity, and the moment you understand why, you will never waste your energy the same way again. You know the feeling. You are sitting in a meeting, at a family dinner, or in an online conversation, listening to someone speak with absolute, unshakable confidence about something they completely misunderstand. Your brain instantly maps out every flaw in their logic. You gather your facts. You lay out your argument perfectly. And instead of the light of reason washing over their face, they blink and double down on the exact same point. You leave exhausted, depleted, and somehow questioning your own sanity. This happens because of what psychologists call the Dunning-Kruger effect, the cognitive bias where people with low ability possess a strangely high level of confidence in themselves. But understanding the concept is not enough. You have to understand the gravity of it. Ignorance is not a passive state. It is an active, heavily armored defense mechanism. When you introduce logic to someone operating from this place, they do not see an opportunity to learn. They see a threat to their ego. And the human ego will burn down everything around it before it ever admits it is wrong. Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman described 2 systems of thinking. System 1 is fast, emotional, and instinctual. System 2 is slow, deliberate, and logical. People trapped in System 1 feel an emotion, attach a quick opinion to it, and call it a fact. When you offer nuance and data, you are attempting a translation that simply cannot work. You are speaking mathematics to a mind running entirely on feeling. Worse, you are doing all the work while they are spending 0 energy, simply refusing to accept anything you say. They do not outsmart you, they outlast you. So, if logic fails and reasoning is a trap, how do you actually win? You stop fighting them entirely. You weaponize their own momentum instead. Schopenhauer understood that the irrational emotional drive of a human being always wins over pure intellect in a direct confrontation. When you argue with someone like this, you are providing them exactly what they want. Friction. Friction makes them feel important. Your frustration proves to them that they matter. Every time you counter their point, you legitimize their position by treating it as something worth arguing against. To break this cycle, you must deny them friction entirely. Schopenhauer's most effective strategy was not to disagree, but to agree. So completely, so thoroughly, that you push their argument to its logical and absurd conclusion. In philosophy, this is called reductio ad absurdum. In practice, it is simply handing someone enough rope to tie themselves up. If a colleague insists that all modern art is a scam and anyone could do it, do not argue about technique or art history. Instead, lean in slowly and say, "You are absolutely right. So let us quit our jobs today, buy paint this afternoon, and be millionaires by Friday. Why are we even here? Watch what happens. You have not attacked them. You have validated their premise completely. But by accelerating it to its natural, catastrophic conclusion, you have forced them to suddenly argue against their own position to save face. You did not defeat them with your logic. You defeated them with their own thinking." But there is a darker and more necessary reality here. Stupidity is not just exhausting, it is contagious. Cognitive load theory explains that our mental bandwidth is strictly limited. When you interact regularly with a highly irrational person, your brain works overtime trying to predict their unpredictable reactions, suppress your own frustration, and navigate a landscape that makes no internal sense. This sustained mental taxation slowly degrades your own decision-making. You become irritable. You lose your creative edge. You are allowing a parasite to feed on your intellectual energy. Schopenhauer developed what he called the porcupine dilemma. On a cold winter night, porcupines huddle together for warmth, but their quills force them apart. They are trapped between freezing in isolation and bleeding in closeness. The intelligent person must master this precise distance. You cannot avoid difficult people entirely. They are in your workplace, your family, your daily life. But you must establish what amounts to a psychological quarantine. When forced to interact with someone operating far below your level, you do not bring your authentic self to the table. You bring an avatar. The avatar is polite. The avatar nods. The avatar offers short, agreeable responses. Interesting perspective. I see what you mean. That is one way to look at it. The avatar gives them nothing to attack while your actual mind remains completely protected behind a wall of calm detachment. They think they are having a conversation with you. They think they are winning. Let them. The illusion of victory is the cheapest thing you can offer to keep someone quiet. The rules change entirely when the irrational person holds power over you, when they sign your paycheck or control your promotion. A person of low intellect who has acquired power builds their entire psychological architecture on deep, unacknowledged insecurity. They sense they are outmatched by the minds around them. They do not process this as a need to learn. They process it as a threat to their survival. If you display your full intelligence in their domain, you are not proving your worth. You are holding a mirror up to their inadequacy. And a fool with power will shatter the mirror rather than look at the reflection. History offers a perfect example. Sima Yi was arguably the most brilliant military strategist of his era, but found himself serving under Cao Shuang, a regent of immense power and poor judgment, who was deeply envious of Sima Yi's intellect. Direct confrontation meant death. So Sima Yi executed one of the most effective strategies ever recorded. He faked complete mental and physical decline. When spies came to check on him, he spilled his food, pretended not to hear, confused names, and appeared entirely broken. Cao Shuang laughed. He felt superior, safe, and stopped viewing Sima Yi as any threat whatsoever. Months later, while Cao Shuang was away on a hunting trip, Sima Yi rose from his sickbed, orchestrated a swift military coup, and seized control entirely. Cao Shuang lost everything because he believed the illusion. The lesson is precise. Your intelligence is not a badge to wear on your chest. It is a concealed weapon. You do not draw a concealed weapon to show off. When dealing with a powerful fool, you feed them exactly what they are starving for, the feeling of superiority. Ask their advice on small matters. Let them correct you on irrelevant details. Thank them for their wisdom. You are not submitting. You are anesthetizing them. You are giving their ego exactly enough to keep them satisfied while you operate freely underneath their radar. Here is the hardest truth of all. The reason you keep engaging is not just that you want to be right. It is that you feel responsible for correcting them. You believe that if you can just find the right words, their life will improve. Kruger and Dunning's landmark research revealed the cruelest joke in human psychology. The very skills required to be competent at something are the exact same skills required to recognize competence. Therefore, the profoundly incompetent genuinely lack the ability to see their own incompetence. You cannot save them. They do not want to be saved. Trying to forcefully drag them toward truth is not healing. It is an invasion they will resist with everything they have. The moment you release the need to be understood by people incapable of understanding you, the weight lifts completely. You watch them speak, and instead of frustration, you feel calm, clinical observation. You see the cognitive bias playing out in real time. It becomes entirely predictable. And what is predictable can be managed. You are no longer a participant in their chaos. You are the quiet observer of it. Your intellect stops being a tool for their education and becomes a weapon for your own elevation. Keep it sharp, keep it hidden. Use it only when it serves your actual goals. Drop a comment right now and tell me, which person in your life came to mind while watching this? I read every single one. And if this shifted how you see these interactions, hit that subscribe button right now, because we have more content like this coming that you will not want to miss.